Today is day 8 of Inktober 2025. Hello, sweet friends. Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brenda Campbell. I'm an artist and a certified Zentangle teacher. If you're already a friend, thank you again for returning. I will be your guide through the 8 steps of the Magical Zentangle Method of drawing. This is a practice that allows us to slow ourselves down and really be in this moment. It's a practice where we focus on one stroke at a time. It's also a practice that provides a lot of other benefits, too many to name here, but I will tell you that my Zentangle practice has changed my life. And I know it sounds dramatic, but it is true. And that is why I say it's magical. I hope you'll include a little Zentangle into your routine, and I'm honored if you'll let me be part of your journey. I am participating in the Inktober challenge this year, and today is day 8. I posted a short video already where I talk about its origins and how it came to become a Zentangle annual challenge as well. My approach this year is a little bit different as I combine 2 Inktober lists. So grab a cup of your favorite beverage, find a comfy spot, and relax as we draw our 8th Inktober tile. So today I'm going to draw on a black Zentangle 3C tile. This is Zentangle's triangle shaped tile. Each of the 3 sides measures about 3.5 inches or 8.89 centimeters. Because I'm drawing on black, I'm going to use a white Jelly Roll 08 pen from Sakura. I'm also going to use a white chalk pencil to add some contrast and a tortillon to blend out my white chalk. So let's go ahead and begin with step 1, gratitude and appreciation. In this step, I'm going to guide you through an abbreviated breathing exercise that will help us to get settled into this moment. So take a few moments to settle into your seat and get comfortable. And then take a deep breath in and a long, slow breath out. And then just let your breath fall into a natural breathing rhythm and pay attention to it. Just kind of follow it, breathing in and out. Now take a moment and think of something that makes you smile. And whatever that first thought is that pops in, hold on to that thought and really feel the feelings. How does it make you feel? If you're smiling, I'm sure you're grateful. How does gratitude feel? So pay attention to this and remember it as we draw today. And when you reach a point, if you reach a point where you just get a little flustered, maybe your line is not going where you want it to, then just stop yourself, take a big breath in and out, and then I think you'll be ready to go back to drawing. So that, precious friends, is all there is to step 1, gratitude and appreciation. Step 2 are corner dots, and because we have a black tile, I don't really want to put corner dots and a border on my tile today because our tangle is kind of a tangle that grows from the center, a blossoming tangle, if you will. And this is a tangle called Cochombrós. Cochombrós. I don't know how to say it for certain, but you'll see it in the little speech bubble up there. I have it spelled out. This is a tangle by Tania Ferriol Jover, CZT. I don't know if I'm saying that right, so Tania, I apologize if I am not speaking your name properly. But we are going to draw her tangle, Cochombrós, and I'm not even sure I'm saying that right. Now, Jake Parker's prompt for today is reckless. And reckless is kind of a hard one for me. I wasn't really sure how I was going to incorporate it. And I looked the word up in the dictionary, and there's so many different ways to go with it. But reckless, the thing that stood out to me was unconcerned about the consequences. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This was a difficult tangle for me. And I'm just going to share with you a page from my journal when I tried to draw reckless here. And clearly I was unconcerned with the consequences because I did not draw it well. I didn't even draw it right. So I came back here, took another page, and had to draw it a lot of times before I could get it right. So anyway, that's what we're going to go for. I think I've practiced it enough now that I will be able to draw it. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab my Jelly Roll 08 pen. We're going to start right away, skipping step 2, step 3, and step 4. We're going to go right into step 5, the tangles. Okay, this begins with, let's draw an X in the center. And then we draw a line through the X from side to side. Okay, now I think I'm going to just extend my lines a little bit. I know this pattern works better when all of the sections are equal, but they don't have to be, so don't worry about that. Mine are not. Now the next step is to go ahead and create a little, like there's going to be a point up here in between each of these. And I'm just putting a dot with my pen just to help guide me. Okay, so now each one of these is going to come up and meet at that dot, and we are going to have a diamond shape or a square shape depending on the size of your initial X. But they all have a point in the center. Okay, now the next step is to draw a line, extend a line, and we're going to have to turn the tile. It doesn't work for me if I don't turn the tile. So this is a high focus tangle too. You really have to be paying attention. So I am going to start here at the point in the top, and I am going to extend this line here out past the end. Then I'm going to turn the tile, and the point is at the top, and I am going to extend that one. Turning it again, here's the point, so I'm extending that line. Here's the point, extending that line, and then here's the point, extending that line, and our final point, extending that line. So they're all going to be a little different, but it still will work out. Now, here's where I got really tripped up the first few times I started to draw it. I didn't know for sure where to start to do the next step. So I finally figured that out, and that's what cracked the code for me. So what we're going to do now is we are going to aura this line, but we're going to start it here where on the point before where the line extends, and we're just going to extend that line like that. Okay, turning, here's our point, extending the line. So this is a little wider than this one because the different points, the different shapes of the point. So again, just keeping it the same order, going around. Okay, so now each one has an arm, I guess, coming out from it. And so the next step is to go ahead and close off the ends. Now, I did this one wrong because of the way that was, did I do it wrong? No, I don't think I did. No, it just looks weird because of the way that the angle was there. But it's right, so okay, I'm gonna continue on. So the next step now, and this is the last step to the tangle Cochombrós. I am so sorry I can't say these things right. Anyway, I'm gonna now take and draw a triangle here, and I'm gonna be aiming for this line here. So I'm gonna come down. When I say aiming, it'd be like if I was drawing under it, that's where it would be. So here I'm aiming for this point. Turning again, aiming for this point. Turning again, aiming for this point. And again, aiming for this point. And then finally aiming for that point. And that is our tangle. It's kind of like a star with a woven ribbon that goes around it. So it's kind of, I don't know, looks kind of lonely there all by itself. And so I am going to go ahead and go in here, and we are going to incorporate reckless, our unconcern about consequences. And I am going to put a little bit of decoration in here. And what I want to do is start with each of these triangles, the last shape we created. And I want to go ahead and draw straight aura lines in each of these triangles. And I am going to be unconcerned about the consequences of the direction that I go for them. Okay, then I think I'm going to add a little something to the center. So I'm just gonna come up here with a line and then put a dot at the end of it in each one of these sections. missed a triangle. Okay, so I've got lines, oral lines in the triangles, and they do all kind of go a different direction. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think we need any more ornamentation. But I think I will come in behind with another tangle. And this tangle is called a maze. And I kind of chose it because of our theme or prompt, reckless. Only because it's a tangle that kind of, it's one long line. Ideally, it doesn't intersect, and it just kind of goes, it kind of grows, but we don't plan it. Now this white gel ink does take a minute to dry, so I'm trying to be careful and mindful of where I put my fingers so I don't smear any wet ink. So I'm not sure this is the best representation of Reckless, but honestly, I wasn't sure how else to represent it with this tangle. So hopefully, this will be just fine. Actually, there are no mistakes in Zentangle, so it will absolutely be fine. There. That's all there is. So I think I'm going to put my pen away, and I'm going to give it just a couple seconds here to dry. It doesn't take too long, it should be good. So now I'm getting my white chalk pencil out, and we're going to add some contrast here. And I want to go ahead and, let's see, I'm going to add a little white chalk where our triangle meets the line underneath it. Then I think I'm going to go ahead and add white chalk all the way around the outside. So we'll separate it from our background. Tortillon out, and I'm going to begin in these triangle spaces. And I'm just gently blending it out using the side of the tip of my tortillon and small circular motions. Pulling it away from the edges into the space. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and do the same thing here with all of this around the outside. This is step 6, the shading, but we're adding white on black. It's not technically shading, but with Zentangle, step 6 is all about contrast. So it doesn't necessarily have to be shading like you imagine in an art class. It's really just contrast. Okay, now I'm just gonna kind of go all the way around again and pull that white out a little bit farther. Okay, I think I could be done here, but I've done this before. I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. And that is to kind of redraw the exterior line here on our main pattern, our main tangle. Sometimes when I add that chalk, it dulls up this white line. And so I'm very carefully redrawing it, and I have just a very light touch with my pen here. I just think it helps to bring the line back. Also thickens that line a little bit as I'm adding more ink. Okay, one more thing I'm going to add is just a small amount of white in the center. I will just kind of blend out a little bit. That's it. We don't even need any more than that. Okay, step 7 is initial and sign. So I am going to put my chop right here in the corner. Then I will flip it over. Sign it. I will put a date on mine, but I'm going to do that off camera. So I'm going to make a note that this is the tile for day 8 of Inktober 2025. And step 8 is simply to sit back and appreciate one more time what you've done. take a moment to appreciate that you created a fun little piece of art. Maybe you learned a new pattern or tangle. I certainly appreciate every one of you who are watching, and I will leave you with this thought today, as I always do. Be you and be happy.